going to be how to do a kettlebell windmill. So you may be wondering, what's a kettlebell windmill and why should I be doing it? There are some amazing benefits to executing this movement properly, and that is going to be it strengthens your shoulders. So it's really, really good for your shoulders. And I don't know about you, but I know plenty of people that have had shoulder surgery. So this is a great tool in preventing the need for that by protecting your shoulders. It is also great for your core. So you want to have abs of steel, and really all movement stems from your core. So the more we can be doing to strengthen our core, the better off we're going to be. And it is also really great for our joint mobilization. So as important as it is to get strong, it is also important to take care of our joints and ligaments, because that's what's going to give us longevity in everything that we do as we age throughout life. Those strong joints and ligaments, so important. This exercise helps to protect your body from injuries by strengthening those stabilizing muscles. So think more stabilization, mobilization than strength. The goal here isn't to see how heavy of a kettlebell you can have overhead as you do the windmill, as it is to just ensure that we are properly moving through this with an appropriate weight to really get the benefits that I described above. So some things you want to focus on is you're going to want to have that arm locked out. This is going to be important because if we have that bend, we're not as stable. That kettlebell can wobble around, and we always want to be safe. So we lock out that arm. And then we don't want that shoulder shrugged up to our ear. We want to have our shoulders down. And then, very, very important, we always watch the kettlebell as we go through this movement. So I don't know about you, but if I'm holding a 30-pound cannonball over my head, I want to make sure that it's not going to drop on me. So definitely always eye on the kettlebell. Also, the major movement of this exercise comes from your hips and your core. So you always want to have that core engaged, because that's what's going to help bring you from the bottom position back up to your starting position. And you're going to want to load that rear hip. So whichever hip goes down and back, that's going to be where the power comes from to drive you back up as well. And if flexibility allows it, you'll be able to reach that hand all the way to the floor. And again, if you're not quite there yet, all we have to do is take a slight bend in that front knee to get our hand closer to the ground as we work on building up that flexibility and mobility. Now, executing the windmill. First, you're going to want to start just with your own body weight to master the movement that your body must go through before we add a load. So for that, you're going to want your feet outside of your hips, toes pointed slightly to one side, about a 45-degree angle. We're going to put our arm overhead like we would if we were holding that kettlebell. And again, like I mentioned before, we always want to have our eyes on that kettlebell. So right now it's an imaginary kettlebell, but we're thinking about all those cues. Our arm is locked out, our shoulders are down. So we want to think about that as we reach that hand to the floor, both legs straight, sticking the hips down and back, and then using the drive from our hips, our obliques, our core, we come back up. So again, this arm is always straight, always up, and then we shoot back up. So depending on your flexibility, mobility, you might need to take a slight bend in that front leg to help get you down to that position and come back up. And I don't know if you noticed, but I have my handy dandy slipper here. So this is one tool that I like to utilize again before I add the kettlebell, because this is going to help ensure that my arm is in the proper positioning. So I make a fist, I set the slipper on my fist, it comes overhead, again, always watching that kettlebell, or slipper in this case. So again, I'm sinking those hips back, reaching that arm towards the ground, and then exhaling, bringing it back up. So notice my slipper has not fallen. If it's falling, that means I'm not as stable as I need to be in order to add weight to this. So again, starting with body weight, there is no shame in that as you build up your strength. Because again, even just doing this with body weight with intention is a workout. So hips down and back, Now, if you're feeling comfortable with both those moves, you feel like your body's in the proper positioning, we can add some weight. If you haven't watched my tutorial on how to clean, now would be a good time to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean the kettlebell from the ground to bring it to that racked position so that we can get it overhead for our windmill. Depending on the weight, you should be able to press it overhead or push press it. You want to get it either way so that it is up overhead. So again, making sure my feet are in the right position, my legs are wide enough, my arm is locked out, my shoulder is down, and I'm watching that kettlebell like my life depended on it. And I trace down, shoot back up. Again, it's all about control. It's all about those stabilizer muscles. It's not about how heavy we can go. You want to find that appropriate weight so that your shoulder gets the most benefit and we build those strong obliques and that strong core. So if you're looking for a great place to start, definitely 5 to 8 rep range. I would recommend going with a lighter weight in the beginning just to ensure that we are able to move through this safely before you increase the weight. So 5 to 8 reps on each side, take a 30-second break, go through it about 3 rounds, and your shoulders are going to thank you for this. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this tutorial useful, that you take what you learned here and either improved upon the windmill that you've already been using or added a new exercise to your exercise library. And if you are enjoying these tutorial videos, I'll be putting out full workouts with my 2 kettlebells at home, simple, safe, effective, to get the fat loss goals of your dreams. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, share with a friend because sharing is caring, and leave comments, ask questions, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.